You know, trans kids, this is it right here. That's the coach. Trans kids belong. They had a conversation together. They walked up to each other. They had the talk. And by the way, just so you know, we did not know this. I Googled to see which side Cheryl Reeve is on. She's actually lesbian. Nothing wrong with that. But they're having a conversation here to the left. That's Sophie and her talking. Then the post-game interview, she's being interviewed, the coach, and the question is asked. And here's what the coach had to say of the opposing team. If you can go to what the coach had to say.
Buddy, the entire WNBA has just been hit by an absolute financial earthquake, and the haters are now in full-blown panic mode. For months, we have watched jealous veterans and bitter rivals do everything in their power to tear down one player. We have witnessed the blatant disrespect. Music, we have seen the hard fouls, and we have watched them try to freeze her out on national television. But Caitlin Clark just delivered the ultimate, devastating revenge completely off the court, and she did it right before the 2026 All-Star Game. We are talking about a historic, game-changing, industry-shattering Nike masterpiece that broke the internet before the tip-off even happened. While the haters are out here struggling to stay relevant and move the needle with their own merchandise, Caitlin Clark's brand new signature shoe is projecting pre-sale hype that suggests a $500 million takeover. That's a $500 million revenge tour, buddy, but this isn't just a story about a shoe. This is a story about absolute dominance, petty jealousy, and the ultimate payback. Paige Buchers and the critics are absolutely furious right now. Paige thought she had the sneaker market locked down. She signed her Nike NL deal back in the day, and her Nike GT Hustle 3 BUB Great Player Edition dropped in 2024. That shoe retailed $190. The establishment thought that was the peak. They believed they controlled the market and could dictate who gets the spotlight. But the reality check just hit them like a runaway freight train. Caitlin Clark didn't simply get a player edition colorway of an existing shoe. She got a true signature line, a status reserved for the absolute gods of the sport. Clark became a signature athlete in line to receive her own shoe when she re-signed with Nike in 2024. She spent the last 2 years making multiple trips to Nike headquarters in Music, Portland, secretly building an empire in the lab while her rivals were busy throwing shade on podcasts. Now, she joins a short list of active players with signature shoes from Nike, standing shoulder to shoulder with legends like LeBron James and Kevin Durant.
And maybe some things you differ on, just like any issues. And I think it's how you handle things. And so...
You can pause it right there. I want you to now watch what Caitlin Clark's
nice
coach had to say when she was questioned. This is Caitlin Clark's coach. Okay, go for it.
Your stance on men or athletes who test as biological male participating in women's sports. What's your personal stance?
Watch your answer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I would say that I'm educated enough from a scientific standpoint. I don't ever believe that exclusion is an answer. I just don't.
No, but wait a minute. You got to keep playing it. Is this the only clip we have? Oh, okay.
I think that's it.
Because she says, I used to play with men when I was a kid. I always played with men when I was a kid. And she answers the question like, I'm not a scientist. I'm not this. I'm not that. And then the game's being played yesterday. Sophie Cunningham gets hit in the face by an elbow that pretty much almost like massive foul. They called the foul on her. I don't even know if we can even play this clip or not. If you
Let's get into the devastating details of what Clark just unleashed, because the Nike Caitlin one is a technological marvel that is making the rest of the league look completely outdated. Set to officially debut on October 1st, 2026, this signature model is launching in multiple colorways for adults, grade school, and preschool sizes. The haters can't even get their shoes in full family sizing, yet Clark is taking over every single demographic. The debut colorway, called Racer Blue, is coming in at a highly accessible $140 for adult sizes, $115 for big kids, and $105 for youth sizes. But it doesn't stop there. Special iterations are lined up for Halloween and Christmas as well, and they are expected to send collectors into an absolute frenzy. But it's the on-court technology that has everyone's jaw on the floor. The upper introduces a brand new innovation called Nike Opticast, featuring cast polyurethane nodes designed to reduce drag during movement. The shoe is loaded with a full-length Couchland foam midsole and a 4-foot Air Zoom turbo unit, specifically designed to support Clark's deep shooting range, fast pace, and ability to score from anywhere on the floor. She even got Nike to design stacked swooshes that mimic her initials. This represents an unprecedented level of respect from the biggest sports brand on earth. The jealousy from Paige Bueckers and the veteran camp is reportedly off the charts because they are witnessing real, undeniable power that they cannot control. On July 26, 2026, the WNBA All-Star Game took place. Caitlin Clark suited up for Team Spoon and dropped 17 points, grabbed music for rebounds, and dished out 5 assists in 21 minutes of action. She helped secure a 129-122 victory over Team Co-op, but the real victory happened before she even stepped onto the hardwood. By dropping a series of Easter eggs throughout the previous week to promote her shoe, while teasing her signature interlocking CC logo, she completely hijacked the entire weekend's news cycle. Nobody was talking about Paige. Nobody was talking about the veterans.
Kids belong. And listen, I pray for those people. I pray for those people that are confused. My heart goes out to them. I literally pray all the time. Like, let them figure it out. Talk to somebody that's going to do it instead of them patting you on the back and saying, you know what? Take your breast off or chop your penis off. And the majority of those people have freaking depression and they wind up killing themselves. Or if not, they wind up shooting up places and they call us transphobic. Give me a freaking break. Shut down the WNBA. Where's the money coming from? Name me a company that loses $40 million a year and people still put up with this. And mind you, Caitlin Collins is your superstar. Caitlin Collins, whatever. Potato. That's how much, Adam.
Well, it's technically, if you can't do potato in the NBA, then
exactly.
it's
But Adam, think about
this. And she got you new TV and sponsorship deals, and that money is being used to pay the players, and now you don't need her.
And great point, Tom. Are you ready for this, Adam? They hate her because she's white. She's the nastiest player in the league, and everybody, the coaches, the refs, the players, all hate on her because she's a white star, and she had to bend the knee too. I'm done with the WNBA, bro. I'm tired of it. Is that bad? I'm furious. No, am I wrong?
So where are you at with this?
I'm just, Vinny, I mean this sincerely. Thank you for coming over.
Finally, you got me.
Thank you. Just say hi to me.
FYI, just so you know, that's not happening. The first team in WNBA just got $1 billion valuation. Yeah. Their revenue's up to $500 million. They're not profitable yet, so it's not like they're making money now. But Vinny, there is no way this thing's going away because the simple fact that we're talking about it right now means it's.
The entire sports world was obsessing over the logo that represents her precision and confidence, and the pre-sale hype absolutely exploded. Projections are calling it the most anticipated release of the decade, a launch so massive that it could redefine the women's sneaker market to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars. The haters are sitting in the locker room realizing they can't even sell out a local high school gym, let alone carry a global sneaker launch. 18 apparel items will also be available on October 1st as part of the massive Caitlin Clark 1 launch. But buddy, here is the absolute craziest part of this entire story. This is the move that completely destroyed the haters and proved exactly who Caitlin Clark really is. While the rivals are seething with jealousy and trying to ice her out, Clark decided to share the wealth and elevate her inner circle. Rumors are completely exploding right now that Clark used her massive leverage and unprecedented Nike contract to hook up her closest allies. Enter Sophie Cunningham. The haters wanted a divided locker room. They wanted everyone to resent the rookie. Instead, Sophie Cunningham playfully supported her. And in an absolute boss move, Clark didn't just say thank you. Reports and viral rumors are circulating that she handed Sophie a secret golden box containing some of the most exclusive, unreleased Nike Caitlin Clark 1 gear on the planet. It wasn't just a pair of shoes. It was a massive statement. Giving Sophie that golden box was a message to the rest of the league. It told the haters, if you ride with me, you shine with me. If you go against me, you fade into absolute obscurity. Do you understand the psychological warfare this plays on the haters? Paige Bueckers and the veterans have spent months trying to create an us versus her narrative. They tried to bully her on the court, hoping it would break her spirit. But they cannot stop her from becoming the highest-selling female athlete on the planet. And they certainly cannot stop her from turning her teammates into absolute rock stars. By hooking Sophie up with this exclusive, highly coveted gear, Caitlin Clark proved that true superstars build their squad up. She brought Sophie along for the ride, elevating her teammate and showing the entire world that she rewards loyalty. It is the ultimate slap in the face to every single critic who called her selfish or arrogant.
We're upset with the tape, and listen, Kelsey was hot. I'm not saying that, but it's frustrating to never get the ball when you're open in half court. And I mean, never. Venom Reacts noticed it. Man, we got to get you over to the Caitlin Clark zone, Venom. Venom noticed it. He saw it. He always sees it.
Like, look at this, man. They got raped.
Yeah, Venom always does solid breakdowns. Awful coaching-esque breakdowns of these Indiana Fever games, really exposing some things that we all talk about and exposing things that maybe a lot of us haven't seen. So shout out to Venom as well.
Raven Johnson bringing it up. CC's relegated.
As soon as Raven Johnson was in the game, you knew that it was over.
To the left wing. This is sad. Stephanie White, like, this is sad, man. Kayla Clark, like, even look at the way Kayla Clark walked away from Aaliyah when Aaliyah tried to talk to her. Like, look right here. Look at Aaliyah Boston and Kayla right here. Aaliyah tries to talk to her, and Kayla turns to her left side like, girl, stop talking to me right now. Get ass, stop talking to me. I don't want to hear shit you guys say right now. I'm just being honest. Stop talking to me. I like this, though. I like this. Because all the stuff that I'm saying now is starting to come to the light.
Cece, stop being friends. Stop trying to be friends with everybody. Let them know. Let them know we ain't doing this hub BS. You're the hub. You're the engine. You're not wheels. You're not an exhaust. You're not a hubcap. You're not headers. You're not cams. You're none of that. You are the engine. You are the actual engine.
The haters have absolutely no face left to show right now. They are completely shattered. They tried to play checkers, but Caitlin Clark was playing three-dimensional chess with billion-dollar corporations. The WNBA went way too far by letting this jealousy brew, allowing players to take cheap shots and run their mouths, thinking they could somehow humble the greatest defensive weapon the league has ever seen. But this $500 million masterclass in brand building is the ultimate revenge. Clark is out here with custom Nike Opticash technology and a signature brand empire, while Paige Buchers is watching her be great player additions collect dust in comparison. The power dynamic of the WNBA has permanently shifted, and it is never going back to the way it was. The entire league is officially on notice. Every single time Caitlin Clark steps onto the court wearing her Nike Caitlin ones, it will serve as a glaring reminder to the haters that they lost the war. They wanted to tear her down, but instead, they motivated her to build a financial empire that could outlast all of their careers combined. But I need to hear from you right now.
We've talked about this. We all have our hills. The WNBA has basically said, this is the hill we're willing to die on, because the L, the G, the B has been grouped in with that T, and they need to basically protect that T. And in the NBA, because I'm the local NBA guru over here, we know. Yeah. They say, you live by the NBA. You say you live by the 3 and you die by the 3, right? So the women of the NBA are gonna die on this hill if it's the last thing they do. And they're not double dribbling. They're doubling down on this nonsense. And at this point, I'm not angry. I'm not upset. I'm sitting there eating my popcorn, just being like, you have this generational talent, Caitlin Clark, and you're running her out of the league. And you have this beautiful person, Sophie Cunningham, who's basically saying, listen, I'm just a normal person. I'm not political. I just don't want dudes in the locker room with me. And they elbow her in the face and they go, that's a foul on you. Yeah, shut your mouth.
Oh, God.
So I don't believe they're doubling down, Adam. But here's why. You're right, but I disagree on this angle. There's never been DEI that's been a special program brought into the WNBA. Never has. It was the culture from day one. Their culture was this. Well, I
don't mean this disrespectful. They're all lesbians. A lot of them are lesbians.
The point is, DEI was brought into certain companies and they faked it and they put up programs. We have a DEI program. Mm-hmm. They had DEI DNA. This was it since the beginning. And what you are seeing is
I need to know exactly what you're thinking as you watch this absolute destruction of the WNBA establishment. Are Paige Buchers and the haters going to completely lose their minds over this? Or will they finally bow down, wave the white flag, and accept that Caitlin Clark is the undisputed face of basketball? Did the veterans take their jealousy too far? And are they now paying the ultimate price in the court of public opinion? Drop your raw, unfiltered thoughts in the comments right now, because this sneaker war is literally tearing the basketball world apart. If you want the absolute truth, the biggest secrets, and the rawest breakdowns in sports music, You need to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all notifications right this second. We are watching this Nike deal and the locker room fallout incredibly closely, and we bring you nothing but the absolute heat. Thank you so much for watching, buddy, and I will see you in the next one.